I got so many questions asking for my hair care routine. We're gonna be getting into all of that today. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mikale. If you're new here, welcome. Today's video is going to be all of my hair care and hair growth tips. One of my hair videos went viral recently and I got so many questions asking for my hair care routine and like my hair growth tips and like what I use in my hair. And I'm going to be showing you guys how I went from this to this. We're going to be getting into all of that today. And before I get into the video, by the time this goes up, I believe I'll be just around 4,000 subscribers. I checked and I'm like, I think 20 away. So I'd like to thank you guys so much for like tuning in and subscribing. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. The first thing I like to say before I get into all the tips is consistency is really gonna be the key thing that's gonna help your hair grow. Because if you're following your routine for a month and then the next 2 months like you fall off of your routine, you're probably not going to see the best results. So just like with anything else in life, you have to really be consistent with your hair care routine. So now that that's out of the way, let's get into the first tip. So the first thing that I introduced into my hair care routine that I feel as though made like a big difference in like the length of my hair and the retention and all of that is hair oiling. The hair oil that I use, like basically any hair oil that you choose, but the one that I use is olive oil. I recently bought a Jamaican black castor oil that I'm gonna also try out, but I think hair oiling makes a difference before shampooing because it helps to like not strip your hair of all that moisture and prevents it from getting dry. And if your hair is like not dry, then most likely it's not gonna get brittle and it's not gonna break off, so you'll end up retaining a lot more length. That's one of the things that I've noticed that made a difference in my hair care routine. My second tip is to deep condition your hair at least every single month. I only deep condition my hair once a month. Sometimes I do twice a month, but at least once a month is great in my opinion. It works pretty good. It's pretty effective. For a deep conditioner, these are the two ones that I use. First is the Amika Soul Food Nourishing Hair Mask. And I recently added this hair mask to my routine. Usually I use my It's a 10 Miracle Mask and I was using that for about 6 months, but I ran out and I decided to try this one that I remain consistent with is my olive oil deep treatment conditioner, and I've been using this one since May of 2023. I usually mix it with my It's a 10, but since I ran out of my It's a 10 hair mask, I now mix it with my Amika hair mask. And one, it smells really good, and also it has rice water and electrolytes, which is supposed to help with hair growth. So I like to mix them together. I would suggest deep conditioning with heat. The way how I do that is I add a plastic cap on my head and I also go under my overhead dryer and I'll sit under there for around 30 minutes. I know this hair mask I believe you should only leave on for 10 minutes, but whenever I get back into putting heat in my deep conditioner, I'm gonna go back to my It's a 10 hair mask and this, because you can like go under heat with this one. I also know that some people steam their hair and I heard that's also really good. My last tip as it pertains to wash days is to be really gentle with your hair, especially when you're detangling your hair when your hair is wet, because when your hair is wet it's more susceptible to breakage. So I personally like to use a wide tooth comb instead of a brush because one, it works better for me and it produces less shedding than when I was trying to use a brush to detangle my hair. So the next thing that I do to retain as much length as possible and help my hair to grow longer and thicker is do low manipulation and low tension hairstyle. I typically style my hair one of 3 ways, which is either in cornrows, I straighten it, or I do like a flexi rod set or a braid out. When I do those hairstyles, I usually don't have to style my hair again for like another 2 weeks. And one of my most important tips is to make sure that you get rid of all of your dead end. I'm gonna insert a picture somewhere right here or over here somewhere of how my hair looked when I didn't trim it for like a year and a half, I believe. My hair like ended up looking like this, like the picture I'm about to show you guys. What happens when you don't trim your hair and like get rid of those dead ends is that if like the ends of your hair are split, they'll just keep splitting up the shaft until it breaks off. Your hair could be really long, but if the ends are dead, you'll most likely have to get rid of them to like keep on retaining hair length. Like your hair can very well be still growing out of the scalp, but you're not going to notice that hair growth because every time it grows it basically breaks off. It's better to just get rid of your dead ends. I personally trim my hair twice a year, basically every 6 months is my trim schedule. And my last tip is basically a lifestyle tip, which is to make sure that you have like a well-balanced diet that has like proteins, omega-3s, fatty acids. Like there is a whole list of like things that you can eat that's good for your hair. You can be doing all of the right things to like take care of your hair, like physically, like deep conditioning, low manipulation styles, getting your hair treated, like all those things. But a lot of times if you have like deficiencies in your body, because I've experienced this before, your hair will still end up being like brittle and like prone to breakage, and it can even fall out. A couple years back I had like really bad shedding because I had an iron deficiency, but now that that's taken care of, I basically don't really shed crazy amounts of hair anymore, and I don't experience a lot of hair loss. Also like to take biotin supplements. I don't think it really helps in terms of hair growth, but it does help in terms of like thickness and just like the overall strength of your hair. Always be sure to consult with like your doctor before you start taking any type of new supplements for your hair or anything in general. Yeah, that's basically all for my hair growth tips. If you guys would like to see a video of like my actual routine of like me doing like my hair on wash days and all of that, and just let me know in the comments. And also if you're on your hair growth journey and you have any tips or any product recommendations, feel free to share those in the comments. And also if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and if you like to see more beauty, fashion, and like lifestyle type content, then make sure that you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.